of company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, family members of Christian Espat say he was in country when the triple murder occurred on the island of San Pedro. They say the accused has tight alibis. Campo Williams speaks on the case. Government approves removal of all fees charged in public hospitals with the exception of the KHMH. And police yet to determine if there was any cargo inside the plane that was stolen from Maya Island Air and crashed a few minutes after it took off from the Placencia airstrip. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, for November 1st, 2023.
LV, $50. Thank you. Wait, hey, this 50 is a fake.
How do you know it's a fake?
What are you talking about, sir? How can I identify a genuine note from a fake note?
Well, a genuine 50 has a watermark with the Jaguar and the written words of the 50, also a thread.
Know your money and know a fake one when you see it. Do not rely on any one security feature. Look for the clarity and quality of printing. The printed lines and colors should be sharp and clear. Feel the quality of the paper and the raised print. Hold the note up to the light to see the windowed security thread. It should form one complete line when held up to the light. The watermark and denominational electrotype. The Jaguar is the watermark in the $100 and $50 notes. The Sleeping Giant is the watermark in the $20, $10, $5, and $2 notes. The see-through feature. The parts of the design printed on the back should fit exactly within the unprinted areas of the front to form the complete design. Check the $100 note for the toucan hologram with the periwinkle flower overprint. Tilt it to see the small images of the toucan and the numeral 100. Check the $50 note for the green foil angelfish. Check even closer. Use an ultraviolet light to see the fluorescent features. Use a magnifier to see the microlettering. Tiny letters that read Central Bank of Belize and the value of the note. Stop the circulation of counterfeit Belize currency notes. Pass all counterfeits to the police at once. It is a criminal offense to hold or use a counterfeit. Be safe. Be sure. Know your money.
Jonas, we need your help. We're detecting increased aquatic activity 25,000 feet deep in the trench. It's an ancient ecosystem untouched by man. Whatever is down there is trying to make its way to the surface.
This was a bad idea.
Just a little bit. Jonas, we've got company.
That's the biggest Meg I've ever seen.
Biggest Meg anyone's ever seen.
That's the apex predator.
Everybody make it to the station! You can make it! Keep going!
3 massive megs and who knows what else have escaped the breach.
I just hope it goes better than last time.
What happened last time?
You don't want to know.
This ain't the end. I saw you again.
Go! We've never seen this before. They hunted in packs.
We can relax. This place, Meg-proof. I mean, Jonas was always afraid of this, but I was also thinking...
Ooh, Barracuda.
With Express Plus, you can stream on the go or stream at home. Stream the latest movies, telenovelas, series, anime, or music videos from your favorite local artists. Sign up now with Centaur's Express Plus.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. Christian Espat and Michael Brown have been named as the alleged triggermen that ended the lives of Delma Rodriguez, his daughter, 3-year-old Amari Rodriguez, and Carlos Chi in the San Pedrito area of San Pedro town on Monday morning. By the end of business week last Friday, both Espat and Brown had handed themselves to police in the company of their legal representative. While family members of Espat have placed on record that he was out of the country receiving medical attention on the day the heinous crime was committed, others place him at the scene. As we told you, Espat's sister has gone on national television to say that her brother was with her eating pizza with 5 other persons in neighboring Mexico on Sunday evening, a day before the shooting took place. Here is what she told the media.
I am not only a witness to the cruelty that has been happening with Christian Espat, but also a witness stating that I was with him the night the murder occurred. Sadly, it is a tragic thing that happened, but he is innocent of all of this because it was not only 1 or 2 people that were with him. There were around 5 people that were with him that night that can state that he was at Chetumal. We were there with him for the hospital, and we were at the hotel with him. We were even eating pizza the night that everything happened. My condolences to the family, but my brother is innocent with all of this that is happening. Even today, the injustice that's been happening with the police, they didn't even tell us they were bringing him to the magistrate's court here in Belize. We had to arrive late, around 11, when he was already carried out to Hattieville because nobody wants to give us any information.
With so many alibis, the media asked Commissioner of Police Chester Williams if the department does have a tight case against Espat.
Everything is credible to you people, everything. I wonder if you all would have been in the shoes of the deceased or the victims, if you would say that his account is credible. And this is one of the problems that we have, right? You always take the opportunity to give eartime to stupidness and then want to come and interview me about it. I'm not going to respond to that, no.
As mentioned during the initial investigation into the terrible incident, it was determined that Carla Cordova was on her way home on a golf cart around midnight, accompanied by her common-law husband, Delma Rodriguez, her daughter, Amari, Lionel Cornejo, and Carlos Chi. They were about to drive onto a back street near the lagoon in the San Pedrito area when they met face to face with a barrage of bullets as two men exited the mangrove area. Those men, police say, are Espat and Brown. The bloodbath on San Pedro town had claimed the lives of 3 persons in their prime 8 days ago still has residents of the island on their toes and clamoring for justice. As for the Rodriguez and Cordova families, they have issued calling for no retaliation and that the law takes its course in a transparent manner. The families are also requesting 3 things: a meeting with the Minister of Police and his CEO, the appointment of an independent attorney to represent the interests, advise, and appraisal to both families, and that witness protection be afforded swiftly to the key witnesses and their children and spouses to ensure that they are not intimidated or coerced by affiliates of the 2 accused. Today, Police Minister Karim Musa spoke about the request made by the families of the victims.
I don't see it as a demand. This is not a hostage situation by any means. I believe that the police department is quite on top of the ball when it comes to this particular investigation. We have gathered evidence, individuals have been charged, but in relation to their information that they want to share, I by all means would want to meet with them to hear out their concerns, and so I don't perceive it as a demand, but rather a request for us to have a sit down to discuss a situation which has plagued San Pedro for quite some time. Like I've said before, it's been decades of this type of culture, this type of drug dealing that happens in San Pedro, and so it's something that we have to address. And if it means me sitting down with them to hear them out, absolutely I will do that.
There is no word whether or not the accused gunmen Michael Brown and Christian Espat have applied for bail. Earlier in October, we reported on the plane which was stolen from the Placencia airport on Monday, October 16, and crashed just a few minutes after it took off. It is unclear if weather conditions or a mechanical malfunction resulted in the plane crash landing, as police investigations into the matter continues. Inside the cockpit were 2 individuals who perished in the fire that erupted upon impact. IDs recovered in the area suggest that the victims were of Argentinian and Venezuelan nationalities. The plane, which was leased to Maya Island Air, was valued at approximately $3 million. Since the incident, it has been determined that the plane was most likely being stolen to be used in the illegal drug trade. Based on information, however, Minister of Police Honorable Karim Musa says it has not yet been determined if there was any cargo inside the plane upon its crash landing.
To my knowledge, I have not been given the final report on that investigation as yet, but initial reports, there wasn't anything to suggest that there was cargo of that nature on the plane. But again, I would cede to the final report before I can give a conclusive answer to that question.
Since that incident, Minister Musa says there has been a heightened collaboration between the Department of Civil Aviation and the Police Department to deter similar situations in the future.
It is an issue that we are working together with civil aviation. The police department, as you know, has been working along with them since this incident. It is sort of an unprecedented move by any means. No one would ever have imagined something like that could possibly happen, and so we absolutely have to be on high alert now at all our security, at all our aerodomes, like you mentioned.
The government of Belize has approved the removal of all fees charged in public hospitals, a pivotal decision aimed at ensuring universal access to quality health care. This move eliminates financial barriers and enhances healthcare accessibility for all citizens, particularly low-income families. The current system, which requires patients to pay fees for services, poses a significant barrier to healthcare access. Additionally, administrative costs associated with fee collection strain the healthcare system. By removing fees, the government aims to improve healthcare access, reduce administrative burdens, and promote health equity. Statistics reveal that revenue arrears for hospital care bills reach approximately 50% over the past 3 years, underscoring the need for change. Removing fees simplifies the billing process and allows healthcare facilities to focus on delivering quality care. It is important to note that the Carl Huscher Memorial Hospital is not included in this initiative, as its needs will be evaluated separately. However, the government remains committed to ensuring quality healthcare access for all Belizeans. The removal of fees in public hospitals aligns with the government's goal of achieving universal health coverage and health equity. Furthermore, this landmark decision sets an example for other nations and demonstrates Belize's dedication to fulfilling its social responsibility. Through this initiative, government expects to improve public health and enhance economic productivity. The government of Belize remains committed to the well-being of its citizens and will continue implementing measures that promote a healthier, more equitable Belize. 3 years after the COVID-19 pandemic hit the world back in 2020, today there are still some cases of the virus being reported locally. With the cases now only a minimum, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has ceased its daily and even weekly infographics showing new cases. But while the cases are not reported publicly, the ministry says there are a small number of active cases with patients exhibiting mild flu-like symptoms. The risk of contracting the virus is still there, according to Maternal and Child Care Technical Advisor for the Ministry of Health, Dr. Natalia Beer, since only 50% of Belizeans are vaccinated against COVID-19.
We have a surveillance system in place to detect the cases of morbidity related to COVID. And of course, the vaccine, every vaccine that is administered, we have name attached to it, to every dose.
And in terms of morbidity and the numbers that we saw, it was still a higher number for males than females.
Males, yeah, than female. COVID-19.
What would have contributed?
Well, remember, men work more outside and they come in contact with, outside of the home, and they come in contact with more people. That could be an explanation.
Okay. Are you
We have heard of meetings, and we had a training session, and we had 6 persons coming out of that meeting with COVID. And none of them, I think only one had symptoms.
Right.
Yep.
What are we seeing? Right. So what are we seeing in terms of symptoms and how it has changed? Is it that we achieved herd immunity, or is it that there is no new strain and let's cross our fingers there won't be another one that's as serious as, say, the Delta?
Well, that's an interesting question that we would have to go back to the numbers and look at where we are in Belize. But we have Caribbean countries that had, small Caribbean countries that had access to 100% of vaccines from the beginning of the vaccination campaign. So they have coverages almost 100%. So you would expect that they would have lower incidence of cases now with COVID-19. We just barely reach 50%, 51.3% of persons receiving the primary series of COVID-19. So we know we have that risk there.
Coming up next is Campo Williams considering pre-retirement, or was he just testing the confidentiality level of the department? Stay tuned.
With Express Plus, you can stream on the go or stream at home. Stream the latest movies, telenovelas, series, anime, or music videos from your favorite local artists. Sign up now with Centaur's Express Plus.
Sign up for Smart Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere. Another timeline. Another universe. So why do you want to stay and fight to save this one?
Because this is the world where my mom lives. I'm not gonna lose her again. Time has a pattern that it can't help reliving. Different people, different worlds, drawn to each other like magnets. It's my face. You stole my face.
If you were to go into the past, you have no idea what the consequences can be.
Bruce, I could fix things.
You could also destroy everything.
This can't be happening. I completely broke the universe. Zod.
We've been waiting for you.
I created a world with no metahumans. And now there's no one to defend us.
Want some help?
Oh. You are?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
If I can't undo what I did, if I can't get back, there might not be a future. What's the play? Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
It's not Clark.
My name is Kara.
I'm Barry. We're Barry. Barry, what are you doing? Our kids are gonna want to see this.
Commissioner of Police Chester Williams has been able to lead the police department under the UDP and now under the Briseño administration. But is the Compol considering pre-retirement leave at the beginning of December? The rumor mill began churning a few days ago after a weekly commanders meeting at the Queen Street Police Station in Belize City, where it seems the Compol mentioned he may be leaving on December 1st. But was he doing so just to test the confidentiality within the room? Here is what he told reporters today.
I certainly can't go on pre-retirement leave in December. I am extremely far from the age of retirement, and I can confirm to the media that I'm not going nowhere in December. I will continue my tenure as Commissioner of Police until the time comes that I decide to leave, or if the government decides to do otherwise.
The Ministry of New Growth Industry was established back in November 2020 following the installation of the Briseño administration. Since then, the ministry under the leadership of Minister Karim Musa has seen major strides in the deliverance of growth of new industries in Belize. Now, while the marijuana industry, which is one of the major new industries on the agenda for Minister Karim Musa, has not yet been realized, the minister says much work has been done in the past 3 years.
I think that the ministry certainly has been trailblazing in terms of conceptually, in terms of igniting a fire amongst the private sector. Like you mentioned, Cahoon, ostriches, boot making. We are set to receive the first 250 boots from Miss Nancy Marin and her company, Umberland, this week, this Friday. And so that is a momentous occasion for us to put our money where our mouth is. If we're saying we're going to encourage small businesses, let us buy locally. That is something that I have always pushed, that I always support. And so I look forward to receiving those boots. And so there are many other industries. There's the seaweed industry, all of these things, again, led by the private sector. But there are also ministries like the Blue Economy who are helping out in those areas. And so it is a budding ministry, and I am hoping that next year we can see a significant investment in our ministry so that we can have the technical personnel on board to assist us.
Tonight, as the world continues to closely monitor the war in the Middle East, current leaders and past leaders of many countries, including Belize, are coming together to denounce the act that has claimed millions of lives. When they were active politicians, there were not much room for agreement between the Right Honorable Said Musa and the Right Honorable Dean Barrow. But with both now retired, they have issued a joint statement on the Israel-Hamas war ongoing at the moment. Musa notably is of Palestinian descent through the late Father Hamid, while Barrow's first son and leader of the opposition, Moses Shine Barrow, is a convert to Judaism. The only living former Prime Minister of Belize are united in horror, they say, by the horrific toll in human life caused by the unspeakable, continuing tragedy in Gaza. Hamas's killing of Israeli civilians and taking others hostage was wrong. But as the United Nations Secretary General has acknowledged, it did not happen in a vacuum. It is in the context of Israel's years-long blockade of Gaza, its displacement of Palestinians and seizure of their properties, its arbitrary arrest and imprisonment of citizens in both Gaza and the West Bank, and its annihilation of human rights that Hamas's actions must be understood. The assault on Gaza approaches genocide, they claim, and Israeli leaders' clear expressions of intent and incitement to genocide have not been condemned. They added that no so-called right of self-defense can excuse Israel's pitiless siege and unrelenting bombing of Gaza, and that the failure of the United Nations to stop an ongoing genocide played out on the world's media screens as some macabre horror serial show is profoundly disturbing and could seriously affect its relevance to achieving world peace. Barrow and Musa are joining leaders, organizations, and people of conscience everywhere in calling for an immediate ceasefire and for aid, relief, and reconstruction to flow to Gaza. They also add that Israel and Hamas should exchange prisoners and the international community must negotiate to end the war, which would see a resolution rooted in the right of the Palestinians to self-determination. Separately, the Bar Association of Belize has also issued a release calling for a total ceasefire in Gaza, including the facilitation of the establishment of a peaceful process for finally realizing lasting peace in Gaza and the West Bank, the immediate halt to armed attacks on civilians, whether Palestinian or Israeli, the immediate provision of an unrestricted flow of water, food, medicine, fuel, and humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza, and the release of all hostages and prisoners taken in furtherance of the conflict. Israel nonetheless pushes ahead with its ground invasion, with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu quoted as saying that to stop now would be a surrender to Hamas. Oscar Salgado is an attorney at law that was charged in July 2019 for the crime of abetment to commit murder. It is alleged that Salgado is accused of asking one of his clients, Giovanni Ramirez, to carry out a hit for him against Marilyn Barnes. Ramirez was charged in 2018 for possession of a prohibited firearm and kept ammunition without a gun license. But Ramirez gave police a recording of a conversation he had with Salgado where the request for the hit is made. But it appears the recording vanished into thin air during Salgado's trial a few weeks ago in the High Court. And to make matters worse, key witness Giovanni Ramirez was almost stabbed to death.
Yes, he was stabbed, he was not shot, but that matter has nothing to do with the Oscar Salgado case. So let's just make that clear.
Can you share any details about what happened with that stabbing?
I know that there was an issue between him and another person in the Genosha Boulevard area, and that is what led to him being stabbed.
Giovanni Ramirez did not cooperate with police and a formal complaint was not made. Today, the Pan American Health Organization, World Health Organization, PAHO, and the European Union handed over $2,000 coupon swabs to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The swabs will be used for the self-sampling test of the human papillomavirus infection HPV. The HPV test checks cells for infection with high-risk type of HPV that can cause cervical cancer. PAHO and the ministry encourage women between the ages of 25 to 65 to get tested at their nearest healthcare facility. For those who follow up on the yearly October events, note that tonight the kids will probably go out trick-or-treating as is part of the Halloween tradition. So it is likely that you will be seeing little ghosts and goblins making rounds through the towns and villages knocking on doors to collect their Halloween treats. To ensure a spooky yet safe Halloween, the Commissioner of Police says that Belizeans can rest assured that police will do its part at keeping everyone safe.
Certainly, yes, the police do take these times very seriously, and we're going to ensure that we enhance our presence in the business area in particular, as well as other areas where we believe that criminals may use the opportunity to commit crime. Yes, we know that the wearing of the Halloween mask and these sort of things can be used as a disguise to go and commit crime, and so we're going to be on full alert tonight.
Any advice to residents?
Well, again, just be careful in terms of what you do. Be careful where you go and trick-or-treat. And again, people may come and knock on your door and say trick-or-treat. Just, again, make sure you know who you're opening your door to.
And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, November 1st here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read the text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at CTV3NewsBZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.